Tonight, or depending on where you are in the world, something unusual may already be happening around you. Not in the sky, but in reality itself. Because after the Blood Moon Eclipse of March 4th, many spiritual researchers believe something extremely rare has taken place. A timeline split, two paths, quietly forming, two versions of reality, slowly separating. And the strange part is, most people will never notice it happening, but some will. They will feel a shift in emotions, in energy, even in the way events unfold around them. So the real question is not if the timelines have split. The real question is, which one are you on? Stay with me, because by the end of this video you might start recognizing the signs that reveal which timeline you've stepped into. And some of them may already be happening in your life, because eclipses were never just astronomical events. Ancient civilizations, from the Maya to the Babylonians to the ancient Indians, believed lunar eclipses opened temporary gateways between cycles of time, moments when reality itself becomes flexible, when old patterns collapse and new paths emerge. And the Blood Moon Eclipse is considered the most powerful of them all, because when the moon turns red, the ancients believed the veil between timelines becomes thin, extremely thin. Now, here's where things get interesting. Many modern spiritual thinkers believe that during powerful eclipses, the collective energy of humanity reaches a decision point, a fork in the road. One timeline continues the old patterns, the old fears, the old struggles. But another timeline begins forming, one where awareness, awakening, and personal transformation accelerate. Both timelines exist at the same time, but people slowly drift toward one or the other, based on their energy, their mindset, and their choices. And the Blood Moon of March 4th may have triggered exactly that kind of shift. A quiet split, not visible to the eye, but deeply felt. Some people will wake up in the coming days feeling strangely motivated, as if something inside them suddenly became clearer. Old habits may start falling away. New ideas, new opportunities, even new relationships may begin appearing. For them, it will feel like life is suddenly moving forward, doors opening, momentum building. This is what many call the ascending timeline. But for others, the experience might feel very different. They may feel heavy, confused, stuck. Situations may begin repeating, old conflicts returning, plans falling apart. It might feel like life is slowing down, or looping in circles. This is often described as the old timeline holding on. Now, before you think this is something mystical or supernatural, there is actually a psychological explanation behind this idea. Human consciousness has a powerful effect on perception and decision-making. When a person shifts their beliefs or awareness, they start making slightly different choices. Those choices lead to different outcomes. Those outcomes lead to entirely different life paths. Over time, the difference becomes dramatic, almost like living in a completely different timeline. And major cosmic events like eclipses often trigger deep reflection in millions of people at the same time, which can cause large groups of individuals to change directions simultaneously. This is why many people report life-changing decisions right after eclipses. Quitting jobs, moving cities, ending relationships, starting new creative projects. It's like a hidden reset button gets pressed. And this is exactly why the Blood Moon Eclipse is so fascinating, because it symbolizes endings and beginnings happening at the same time. The closing of one chapter, and the quiet opening of another. But here's something even more interesting. People who believe they are on the new timeline often report several unusual signs in the days following a major eclipse. One of the most common signs is a strange sense of clarity. Suddenly, you start seeing certain situations or people differently. Things that once confused you now feel obvious. You realize what you truly want and what you're ready to leave behind. Another sign is emotional release. Old memories or emotions may suddenly surface, not to hurt you, but to clear space, like a system cleaning out old files before installing a new program. Some people even report unusual dreams after a blood moon eclipse. Dreams that feel vivid, symbolic, sometimes even prophetic. Whether these dreams are spiritual messages or simply the mind processing change, they often leave a powerful impression. But the most fascinating sign of a timeline shift is synchronicity. Small coincidences start happening more frequently. You think of someone, and they call. You hear the same message from different places. You randomly encounter information that perfectly answers a question you were just thinking about. These moments can feel almost orchestrated, as if reality itself is guiding you towards something. Of course, skeptics say these are simply patterns our brain notices more when we are paying attention. But even scientists agree that awareness dramatically changes how we interpret the world around us, and that alone can change the direction of our lives. Now here's something important to understand. A timeline shift is not something permanent. People move between paths all the time. Every decision you make, every belief you reinforce, every action you take, slowly pulls you toward one version of your future. Think of it like standing at a giant crossroads. Every step you take moves you closer to one road, and farther from another. So if you feel stuck right now, it does not mean you are trapped on the wrong timeline. It simply means you are standing at a moment of choice. And moments like this are exactly what eclipses are known for. They reveal what is no longer aligned with your path. They shake things loose. They force awareness. Sometimes uncomfortable awareness. But awareness is the first step of change. Now, in the days following the March 4th blood moon, many people will notice subtle shifts in their environment. Some friendships may naturally fade. New people may enter your life unexpectedly. Opportunities that once seemed impossible may suddenly appear. Or something you thought was certain may dissolve overnight. At first, this can feel chaotic. But many spiritual traditions believe chaos is simply the early stage of transformation, a sign that the old timeline is restructuring itself, and something new is forming. So instead of fearing change, many people use the days after a blood moon as a period of observation, watching what enters their life, watching what leaves, because those changes often reveal which direction their path is heading. And if timelines truly have split after this eclipse, then the next few weeks may be filled with surprising developments, unexpected decisions, sudden realizations, and moments that quietly redirect the course of your future. So pay attention. Notice what feels different. Notice what patterns are ending, and what patterns are beginning. Because sometimes the biggest shifts in life do not arrive with loud announcements. They arrive quietly, like a door opening in a hallway you thought you knew. And the moment you walk through it, you realize you're no longer on the same path you were yesterday. The blood moon may already be behind us, but the timeline it created may just be beginning. And now, I want to ask you something. In the days after this eclipse, have you felt anything different? A shift in energy, a strange coincidence, or a sudden realization about your life? Because if timelines truly have split, your experience might be one of the first clues. And sometimes, the smallest signs reveal the biggest changes.